welcome to the Speeding Bulletin. My name is Steve Younis from supermanhomepage.com. This is all the Superman related news that happened during the week November 7th to November 13th, 2008. There was no Superman movie news this week, but before we jump into the TV news, I just realised that the Speeding Bulletin celebrated its first anniversary a few weeks ago. How time flies. I hope you're still enjoying these videos, but for now let's jump into the TV news. Peter McDermott has updated the Smallville episode guide with his summary of the most recent Season 8 episode, Bloodline, while Neal Bailey and Douglas Trumbull have both written their reviews for this episode, with Doug giving it a 3.5 out of 5, while Neal actually liked it a little more, giving this episode a 4 out of 5. The 9th episode of Smallville Season 8 aired in the US on Thursday, November 13th. Titled Abyss, this episode saw Brainiac slowly taking over Chloe's mind, until the only person she remembers is Davis. In an effort to save her, Clark rebuilds the Fortress of Solitude in order to seek help from Jor-El. Look for our episode summary and reviews in a few days' time. TVGuide.com posted an interview with Laura Vandervoort about her return to Smallville as Kara. She said, "When they told me last season they had kind of run out of storylines for me and they needed to focus on Clark, I was upset because in my mind I was planning to be back for another season." Seems Kara's return was a big one for Smallville, with the Bloodline episode hitting season-high ratings for the show. It was the highest rating and most watched episode of the show in nearly a year. EW's Michael Osiello reveals that Tori Spelling will return to Smallville this season. Spelling will be returning to the role of Daily Planet gossip columnist Linda Lake in an episode to air in early 2009. The second part of Erica Durance's interview with the CW source's Jason C. was posted on YouTube. Erica discusses Lois in Season 8 of Smallville, especially in regards to episodes Committed and Maxima. The CW source also posted the second part of their Justin Hartley video interview, in which Jason C. asks him about the episode Identity and how Oliver Queen is being used in Season 8 of the show. In comic book news, writer Landry Walker spoke with The Pulse about the new Supergirl Cosmic Adventures in the 8th grade comic book for the Johnny DC line. Walker had this to say in regards to what kind of girl Kara will be in the series. "We look to her 1950s self as the definitive model, so her empathic nature will feature prominently. She's a very compassionate character." Issue number 1 of Supergirl Cosmic Adventures in the 8th grade goes on sale on December 3rd. Superman comic books we reviewed this week included Trinity number 23, which was reviewed by our own Trinity, Barry, Neil and Jeffrey, with all three guys giving it a 1 out of 5. Adventure Comics special featuring The Guardian number 1 was reviewed by Adam DeChannel, who gave it a 5 out of 5, saying, "This chapter of New Krypton was a welcome interlude and a fantastic reintroduction of The Guardian." Michael Bailey reviewed Superman Supergirl Maelstrom number 1, saying, "In all honesty, it was a fairly decent comic," and rated it a 4 out of 5. Justice Society of America number 20 was reviewed by Neal Bailey, who gave it a 5 out of 5, saying, "This issue shines and improves upon the story before it." Tom L. took a look back at Superman number 224 from February 1970, which featured an imaginary story of Superman and Lois trying to raise a super genius baby, which Tom rated a 3 out of 5. Superman comics and other products shipping this week from November 12th include Action Comics 871, which has a variant cover available, JSA Kingdom Come Special Superman number 1, which also has a variant cover, Legion of Superheroes in the 31st Century number 20, Superman and Batman vs. Vampires and Werewolves number 3, Trinity number 24, JLA Avengers trade paperback, and the DC Comics Superman Metal War Clock. Some interesting details about Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe came out of the recent press event held in London. The DCU version of the game's story trailer will run before James Bond Quantum of Solace in cinemas. Midway has also released 6 limited edition holofoil postcards available only in cinemas. Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Raiden, Sub-Zero and Scorpion are all available to collect now. Midway has also released a number of online videos for Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe this past week. The Ultimate Mashups video shows Superman up against Raiden and Lex Luthor fighting Jax, while a new Rage trailer depicts numerous characters from both franchises becoming infected by an unseen force, resulting in the victim dealing out a considerable thrashing to whoever happens to be close by. The game will be released on November 16th in North America and November 21st in Europe. With the new year not too far away, it's time to start thinking about buying a wall calendar for 2009. There are a few options for Superman fans for next year. There's a Smallville 2009 wall calendar, a vintage DC Comics 2009 wall calendar, a Superman 2009 wall calendar, and a DC Comics Superpowers 2009 wall calendar. Superman homepage reviewer James Lance continues reviewing story arcs from the 1940s Superman radio series. This week he examined the Knights of the White Carnation story, which sees Superman up against another group of racists. And that's all the Superman related news there was for the week November 7th to November 13th. I'm Steve Younis from supermanhomepage.com.
Hello! Welcome to the first Bailey planet in a non-echoey room. Anyway, I figured today I'd talk about James Robinson. His first couple initial issues were a little bit lukewarm for me. I think I gave a 1 or 2 ones, or 3 ones, or 4 ones. But I just read the Guardians special, and I read the Jimmy Olsen special. And from what I'm being told by people, his forte and skill is actually supporting cast, and I'm seeing that this is very much the case. My only complaint with the Jimmy Olsen special really was that it got cut off right at the middle of the Guardian conversation, and that it should have kept on going. And when I read the Guardian special, I realized that if they had chopped that Guardian special and put it right in between Jimmy Olsen going into that camper and the end of the issue, it would have been a really, really rockin' epic issue. So I think that probably what happened is because the space had got truncated, which is unfortunate. Or maybe it was planned that way poorly. But it ended up to be a really, really good issue, and I'm starting to get a really good vibe from Robinson, and I hope that it really turns everything around. His writing is still kind of chaotic and random, but I'm beginning to enjoy it, and I hope that this continues. Here's to hopefully turning 1s to 5s.
Bailey Planet is sponsored by Gibbo.